Now, the weird part about this one is it's already a nostalgia trip. I don't really get it, but I can't remember why I bought it in the first place, and I feel like I'm talking about a childhood game. It If I had done any research at all, I would have found out that I was in for 25 hours of watching a frat boy do push-ups, walk through sewers, punch giant slimes, and just be bombarded with an ungodly amount of 80 references. And a little early 90s, and Hideo Kojima for some reason. I'm honestly glad that I never looked into it. Not only was I pleasantly surprised with just all this fucking goober shit, I probably would have passed up on it. At its core, it's a time management game, and that sounds so ungodly boring. But, oh my god, it's just, when you think back on it, it's like your memory has been edited to make it an 80s training or 80s synth training montage. It really is something else. If you were hoping for a full game analysis, I'm sorry to disappoint, but I'm only going to talk about Chapter 1 because it's the hardest part of the game. Everything you need to know about the game is in Chapter 1, and I'll talk about that more. Alright, now we can actually talk about something. Chapter 1 was terrible. While you're in it, Chapter 1 feels awful. There's too many Reddit posts about how when does the game get fun? Because what Chapter 1 is it's setting the tone. Everything you need to know how to do when it comes to time management is all driven into you in Chapter 1. And especially if you take your time there, like I did. But if you want to make it through it, let's see, what shitty joke did I write here? This frat boy lives, eats, and shits the Sigma Giga Alpha Male Rising grind set and will not stop. So neither can you. As stupid as that sounds, it is the right way of thinking. Waste no time. Work until you get enough food in the fridge so you can train and get in fights. And do not be afraid to adapt. Try different styles and lose. Lose a lot. It means nothing in Chapter 1. Figure out the playstyle you want to take with you throughout the rest of the game. It will help you so much more, and you won't end up like me. I got trapped with the stats I had, and there's nothing I could do to fix it. One thing I remember really well is that frustration will be common. But remember, this game likes to teach you. So it takes time to get good at everything. If you suck at a certain task, just give it a second. There's always a way that improves it, even if it's not as fast as you would like. Now that doesn't really apply to Chapter 1, but it is still good information to have. So just to really drive this point home, I remember right after the credits started rolling, I was thinking about just how much I loved being in that terrible grind where you can barely afford food to keep going back to work, and how hard it was to keep moving forward, because the rest of the game, it got so much easier. It feels like in each little step of the way you had made it farther. It was type of progression I've never seen or felt while playing any game, really. Because of all the low-paying jobs and every NPC in the game talking down to me, I was determined to be the best fighter there ever was. And while training in your mom's garage, it really is not like nothing else. It's a silly, frustrating, ridiculous journey that taught me a lot about my own sense of motivation, which ultimately gave me the kick I needed to even do this. So, Lazy Bear Games, thank you wholeheartedly.